Frame or Huma Afakuma, Kaswa on a J Nama channel.
You will see for Mobile Quabo Jiname channel, so, but also a Yammer na OT. On subscriber, yeah, it's just all be subscribing. Now, the other two be our Ghana community, now on Sakana, so they two for not their born home by say, near Master, and then Comodino about immigration stuff. Yene, the one of the finest lawyers, DFW, Dallas, Metropolis, Yene by Veteran Como, Yene Jin Comoda by immigration issues. She said, yeah, say, and Penny Force, and Fiaba, and Yedi. Obomofo ne de nanam eho apaso asemo bia ka Africa ni bia wo krato ni krato immigration issues eja yenuanom se de obi ho kanti no ene ba betwetwe nkomo ene a American elections emu asesa kakra say ehu abo enkrofo bibre nti no ye ba betoato adwen kakra ba immigration issues a de ya obetimi abo ho ban president omoyi ne Trump de no so e de beba on ba power de but e den a obeba nti no ye bo ye ho kako ato ho ese se ote se onyonko abodwe hia na de waso nsu ade ode siudi on se kra de mensi emfinsi ho ode hima nkasa na se na dondon no nti jane ba na wabodwe anhye nti no ye ne lawyer ba betwetwe nkomo kakra Trump nyama wade ba ne de we betimi abo ye ho ban ba immigration issue na ntino me sure say obe subscribe ye de enkomo ne eba abehhehye so pensu bi no na tena se na ye nhwe yo lawyer ye mo akwa ba oji nyame channel so
thank you
good say there is one of the hottest professionals say them all around the na me ko e dey say mambo ma ya so be ye say bibia boko de
nyame na adom bibia boko
nyame adom ya ho afi dey say nyame adom bibia boko na djuma mti say no in so de unyani wo ginya me channel ya bonko mo kakra any specific idea but what do you think is going to happen and the presidency about basis any immigration South Africa ni bia the PCT immigration issues between aboy ho ba ntino aboy mu kakra den e koso
Sisia de obia ka immigration asem. I'll switch to English. Everyone is talking more about immigration. Everyone is concerned. Okay. We're getting a lot of calls. A lot of immigration attorneys are getting a lot of calls. People are scared what they have to do. Okay. A lot of people wait last minute. And now that they heard that the president-elect is Donald Trump, they're calling around, seeing what they have to do and all of that. Which is a good thing really, because as human as we are, we need a push. Okay. We need something to push us to do the right thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So there are a lot of people who have the opportunity to regularize their status, but they're sitting dormant. They haven't done anything about it. Now a lot of people are taking the initiative to do something. And truthfully, I would advise anyone who has the opportunity to seek advice, because some people don't even know that they have an opportunity to file one application or the other.
Okay.
One of Trump's declarations was that he was going to conduct mass deportation.
Yeah.
That one, he said it so many times. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And from my experience and your experience with Trump during his last presidential term, to me, I think whatever he says, he does it. Okay. Trump is not the kind, to me, he's not the kind of politician that will say something and not do it. Okay. So if he says he will do it, he did it during his term as a president. So the possibility that he'll do it again is very high. And when he says mass deportation, exactly, immediately he's sworn into office, he starts. And if he says mass deportation, it's going to really be a mass deportation. He's going to block the borders according to him. And anybody who is in is going out. And those who are wanting to come in will have restrictions. You cannot prevent people from coming into the country, but he's going to restrict it a lot and control it. Exactly. So as much as you can submit any application now is better. So at least once your application has been submitted, you are covered at least for the period within which other things are happening. If, for instance, you have an application pending, any kind of petition at all, and the police should stop you, they can't deport you. They cannot. They cannot, okay. Because you have a reason why you are staying here. Until a decision is made, you cannot be deported. Okay. But if there is no application, you've not filed anything. And the other part also is permanent resident green card holders. Those who have been holding their green card for 10 years, 5 years, they haven't done anything about it. This is the time to file for citizenship. There are people who have submitted citizenship maybe the fact that they are not able to read English, they are not able to write, or they are not able to study civics. There is a solution to all of that. There is a way to skip the reading, writing, and civics, exactly, and get your citizenship. As at today, processing time for citizenship is 5 months. So if we should submit the application now, before Trump will implement anything,
you already got it.
Exactly. So those who are permanent residents, please, this is the time. Don't sit on your permanent residency. Seek advice from an attorney and submit the application properly. Don't try to do it yourself, or don't let a cousin or relative or uncle say that I did it for myself. The forms have changed. The requirements have changed. So please do seek advice from an attorney and let your citizenship application be submitted. And those who want to file asylum, there are so many.
They can still file it. Right?
Yes, there are so many. Yes, there's always a way out. Immigration laws are laws that are there before he comes in. So it doesn't take 1 day or 1 week or 2 weeks to change it. It's going to take a process. By then, yours would have gone through. And when the process is changed, even if it gets changed at all those that have submitted the application prior will go through the system through the old way. And anyone who submits after his changes will go through with the new changes. So there's no need to wait. I have yes, a lot of people are just waiting. For the past 1 week, last week, most of the calls are, I'm a permanent resident, I'm a permanent resident. So what have you been waiting for all this while?
But if they don't want to be citizens and they want to keep it, like is there anything wrong, or can they be affected when it comes to any changes?
Yes, there's nothing wrong with keeping your permanent residency, but you will not have all the benefits as a citizen will have. For instance, a permanent resident, you cannot petition for your parents. A citizen can petition for parents, childs, other relatives, even siblings. Permanent residents' power of petitioning is limited. Permanent resident can get deported at any time. You are a permanent resident, and you commit an offense, or you are or you are the wrong place at the wrong time, and you get caught into trouble. The fact that you're a permanent resident doesn't save you. You can get deported. So don't think that being a permanent resident covers you and no one can deport you. No. So it's always better to convert your status from a permanent resident to a citizen versus leaving yourself as a...
You never know what will happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, so the deportation, how is it? Are they going to go like do they go to houses?
Yes. Yes. For last week alone, I've had several clients calling me that immigration have come to their homes. And not just me, other attorneys have also raised the concern of their clients reporting to them that immigration comes to their house.
They just come and knock.
They will knock at your door. Sometimes they don't even knock at your door. They will go to your apartment complex and ask about you. They will talk to your neighbors and ask about you. They'll go to your job and ask your employer information about you. All this will be going on around you and you don't even know. So immigration has different ways to investigate any case depending on the situation. Most of the time, marriage-based application, immigration investigates it a lot. From my own personal experience, maybe about 3-4 years ago, they weren't investigating that much. But for the past couple of months, they've been investigating a lot. Both marriages that look genuine on the face, marriages that don't look genuine on the face, you have the burden to prove that your marriage is genuine, the petitioner, whoever the citizen is. So whichever way, my job is not to investigate your marriage. So whether your marriage is or not, I don't even get into it. So it's immigration's job to investigate. But if it's very glaring on the face, I'm not going to go ahead and do that.
It lets you know that, hey,
yes, this is too obvious.
I heard on the news that now they ask for citizenship or green card before they save you at the hospital. I don't know if you heard about that one.
I've heard a lot of news and rumors about it, but it's not true. It's not true. Before they treat you, that's inaccurate. If you go to the hospital, it's either you are paying cash, self-pay, or you have insurance, and they'll treat you.
That's what they look for. But when I saw it, I was like,
no,
I wasn't really sure.
It's not everything on social media that we have to believe. No, it's not true.
Yeah, if you're watching me, this is Jinyame channel, and we're talking to lawyer Elisa Kumadey. Yeah, or why lawyer Jumana Chintin, Onim, ye can ye bon como as a Trump airbay Trump took everybody by the storm, and then near Masters of America into Africa near Okuda Kitty 7 as or papers near ya. I am a yam shisha. Oh, be crying a yam shisha crentino. A home common ye debia won't cacrasabia or call hospital, ye J green card ne citizen in or say and yes I be a bay room or sentino. Maybe a baby by and by it into young train cacran lawyer. So right now no said the name of best son. How is the best way to keep it out to get your green card and everything? Say be apart from asylum, no other way, just keep yourself safe. No,
there are so many ways. Okay. So number one, you come into the US. There are two ways most people come into the US. It's either you fly in to a port of entry at the airport, you go through customs, okay, and you're giving I-94 and you come in, or you go through the border. Okay. Whichever way, these two categories of people have a way to regularize their status. Okay. If you come through the customs and you have an I-94, you are admitted into the US, your chances of regularizing your status are more because there's a variety of applications you can file, there are a variety of statuses you can change from one status to the other. If your status expires, you also have options of what to do. If you come through the border, even though you are limited, you still have options. Because normally when you come through the border, Mexico or any other border, you are giving a document called an NTA, okay, I-213, and released based on recognizance or whatever the situation is. Immediately they put you in removal proceedings. Deportation proceedings immediately. So you don't have time. And you don't have too many options. Like someone
set time, no, like 2 months, 1 month, 3 months. Or
I've had a situation where the person came in June, and the immigration hearing date was in October. Hey. So he came in June immediately, because when you go to the court on your first hearing, you have to establish that you entered illegally. Okay. You have to establish which country you are coming from, and you have to establish why you have to stay. And at that point, if you don't have a reason, you don't have a relative, you don't have any relief, it's going to be hard. They deport you immediately and give you some time to leave the country. Or they would put you in immigration detention center. And it's not a very comfortable place to be. It's almost like it's almost like jail, but not jail. It's a detention center where you wear the uniforms and they take you for lunch. You're guided with the police and all of that. It's not a comfortable place to be. So it's better for you to regularize your status, seek attention, seek help, call, ask what is my status, describe how I came in. My family members are here, my family members are in Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Cameroon, Benin, wherever you are, and what can be done. There's so many things that can be done.
So Trump coming on, what do you think? What do you expect? What do you think we should expect and how to be safe?
So, well, with Trump's coming, there's positive and negatives too. Negative in the fact that there's going to be mass deportation, which a lot of immigrants who are undocumented will not be happy about. Family members of immigrants that are not documented will also not be happy about. But however, there are certain positive aspects. Okay. Trump had some interviews, and when I listened to the interview, he also mentioned that people who come to the country to go to school here, after you have 2 years diploma, 2 years degree, you should get a green card automatically so that they can stay in the US and build the country. Okay. Because when you are educated here, obviously you apply your education here, which I think is a very good thing. Okay. A lot of us come here, we go to school, after school you are stuck. You don't know what to do. You can't even work because all that you've studied now, you go and work at McDonald's or you go to the warehouse. So it's a very good thing. So even though he's talking about mass deportation of illegal immigrants, he's also helping a lot of good sides. And he mentioned so many others. So if you haven't listened to his interview, Trump's interview, you should Google it and listen to it, and you see other positive aspects he's bringing. I'm not saying that Trump is my fan, but Trump, I think, is he's putting in a lot of good things and a lot of bad things.
Immigration, as we all scared of.
Yes, and even aside from my own understanding of Trump's mass deportation, he's not saying that he's just going to prevent people from coming into the US. No, he's talking about illegal entry. Okay. So if you are coming in genuinely, you have a visa, you are flying here, no problem. Your family member petition for your wife or spouse, either way, parents, siblings petition for you and you are coming, you get the visa, you come through. But if you are coming illegally, that's his problem. So he from what I understand, he is preventing a lot of people who commit crimes and run away, cross the border to come seeking refuge. Those people will not be allowed to come in, which I think is a good thing. But a lot of people, from what I hear, is misconstruing it to mean that he's deporting everybody. No, I don't. No, it's not going to work that way, because the rules are there already. If he has to change, he has to go through the long process of changing the law, and it's not going to be 1 day or 1 month issue. So I think everybody should just be calm and appreciate the fact that we have our new Trump as our president, and seek help to regularize your status. Don't consider the fact that money might be a problem for a consultation. A lot of attorneys provide free consultation just to give you an idea of what you have to do, where you have to consider or put your efforts into. So at least you have an idea what you are doing, and then you concentrate your efforts there, you start the process, and eventually you succeed.
Okay. Now, lawyer, obo na ne kum person be file na ne spa person be file man ono abetimi a ewe a obetimi support na obetimi.
Oh yes, definitely. Immigration knows this kind of issues, or munim, this kind of situations happening. So yes, there are self-petitions, petitions that you can file for yourself. So many, not just marriage, not just husband and no way. It's and yes, I will furniture per se, but if you are entitled to a benefit and your spouse is not giving you the benefit, you can seek that benefit by yourself without your spouse at all. You can let him or her know, but it really doesn't change anything. If he or she knows, or he doesn't know, or she doesn't know, it still doesn't change anything. That's why it's called no, not at all. We don't need them. That's why it's called a self-petition. So the spouses, husbands that are permanent residents or U.S. citizens who don't want to petition for their spouses can file self-petition. Even I have a story where the husband just don't want the wife to have her green card because he wants her to sit at home and for him to control her. And if you're in that kind of abusive marriage or abusive situation, you can submit a self-petition, and you can get help. Once you submit this self-petition, you are eligible to receive a document called a prima facie determination, and that document can help you get public benefits. So you can get food for your children, you can get housing, you can get medical, you can get any other benefit that is available. You're eligible to apply for it. So the fact that your spouse, even parents, not just spouse, even a parent whose son or daughter is a permanent resident. Exactly. We can do self-petition. Parents, spouses, yes. There are so many other self-petitions that necessarily is not linked to parents and spouses. There are petitions based on employment that you can file by yourself. You don't need an employer. You can file by yourself. It's self-petition. So there are a list of applications that if you are in a certain category, maybe you're a professor or you have a degree in a bachelor and you've worked for some number of years, 3 years, 5 years, you can submit a petition by yourself.
In case can you be deported without court hearing? A bit me government or a bit minute matter say
as at now
you don't have court hearing to be lawyer across street na near the okwa. And every deportation be need court hearing.
Most, in fact all. Because if they do that, it's against the constitutional rights as well. That's right. So everybody needs a hearing. And everybody. No. So the only person that can deport you is the judge, immigration judge. So you have to be scheduled to go before the immigration judge to get deported. Previously, there was information about police officers catching people and deporting them directly.
Because I heard they've been knocking on your cars and to make sure Kruger, Walmart,
it happened before. But then these police officers will now process you to go to court to get deported. So it always has to go through. No. So the police officers who arrest you for one crime or the other, they'll ask you for your identification and you don't have any valid identification. Then they call ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and they will be there waiting for you to be released or bailed out. They will pick you up, put you in detention, either put you in detention or release you based on your own recognizance. And then they will start processing you for a hearing. Everyone will have to go through the immigration judge, unless there's a new rule Trump is about to bring that says that you get deported right away.
You don't get any hearing.
things can happen and new things can change. It's very possible that there might be a situation where when you are arrested you don't have any application pending, and you've been in the country less than 30 days.
Fast track, right? Drive through deportation.
I know.
Yo, lawyer, it is a miracle. Near be doors, for location to your your location or number and how to contact you.
So I'm located in Irving, Texas. My address is 2300 Valley View Lane, Suite 520, Irving, Texas 75062, and you can call us on 214-997-1758, as you see on the screen, 214-997-1758. Once you call, please request for an appointment. I offer free consultations, free phone appointments. But if your situation is in such a way that we cannot discuss it over the phone, please schedule for an in-person appointment. We offer Zoom appointment for those who don't live close by or who cannot drive and come here. So you can request for a Zoom appointment as well. And this is a secured means of communication, and I'll be there to talk to you.
Good. Lawyer Kanin, she's so nice. She's helping the Ghana community. Into here, friend, okay. I always anchor and yet privacy ya come down screen wash fast go and green card bank or mobile beji or delay which and ya grantino friend or the number ni bibia to your friend on board and nipa nu ani nipa yet that's so yammer now here. Yes, for say Ghana community and episode ship will be beer or say Bismarck in a ship in December nebe or ship on any cassava before fiama no ship na man could do as soon you now announce on Wilson Fonso de Germany and money bibia cast bibia episode ship will be ano or be wage mama. But that's so yammer now here. Yakramuna. Bye.